Today I find myself in beautiful Lyon, France. I'm on the edge of the River Saône here. Directly behind me, I've got this wonderful pedestrian footbridge and some beautiful architecture of pastel-colored buildings in the background. Hi, I'm Bryan Peterson, and I'm the author of Understanding Exposure and Bryan Peterson's Field Guide to Understanding Photography. The idea here of making this photograph a compelling image has much to do with the elements of design. The temptation for many photographers is to include too much in the overall photograph. In this first example, take a look at what I've done, which is attempting to replicate what often is the case by a lot of amateurs. You're going to do the blue sky, you're going to do the buildings in the background, in this case, and the bridge in the foreground, combining all that with the river as well. But let's analyze this. Look at that photograph, and we notice we've got a barge on the river that's distracting directly underneath the bridge, and the overall sense of the sky isn't that interesting. It's somewhat of a photograph of what we would call, for sure, postcardish. A lot going on. We can see the intent, but we haven't quite arrived at the finished product that would be far more compelling. How do we do that? More often than not, we simply, in this case, move the lens in closer. I'm using a 70-300 Nikkor zoom. I'm now going to zoom that lens much closer. We don't need to show the river, we don't need to show the sky, and instead we're left with two elements of design that are very striking. Line, as you look at this photograph, from the bridge, and pattern of the combination of the buildings behind that bridge. So, the idea here is to clean up the composition, and in so doing we end up with a far more graphic and far more compelling overall composition. Something to think about the next time you're out shooting. Consider getting a little bit closer. Until next time, this is Bryan Peterson reminding you, you keep shooting.